And welcome back to the F-Zero X Let's Play, and today we're going to be tackling the Queen Cup. Again, we're going to go for standard because expert is going to be a bit too hard and I don't want to be a softie for Norris. Okay, so we're going to select a different machine, pretty much like what I did in my failed Let's Play of the first F-Zero. This time we're going to go for the Fire Stingray and Samurai Goroh. Goroh. What a complete... What a gut. He looks a bit like a kib in that shot. Okay, welcome to the first of the two sector levels. The third one is basically the remade F-Zero. Is the F-Zero X remake of the Mario Kart 64's Rainbow Road. If only that had the Mario Karts. If only that had the Mario Karts. If only that had the Rainbow Road music, then that would have been good. But of course, we have... However, that was included in the 64DD version of F-Zero X for the disc expansion for the Nintendo 64. Unfortunately, though, we haven't heard much of the F-Zero X 64DD disc expansion game because it was never released outside Japan, as is the actual expansion pack for the Nintendo 64 because of how much of a commercial failure it is. Pretty much like the Virtual Boy, the Philips CDI, and of course the Dreamcast. And many other disc expansions that came and went before it. But of course the Mario Kart 64 Rainbow Road remake on F-Zero can be heard in music form out on YouTube, which I've actually heard a few times before. Oh, wait a minute. Guston is ahead of me. He betrayed. It doesn't. The backstory behind Augustine's Antonio Augustine. Yes, that's his actual name. He is actually heard on F-Zero GX that he was betrayed by I think Samurai Goroh betrayed him. He was the right-hand man for Samurai Goroh, but he was betrayed, and therefore he had to go against Samurai Goroh. Antonio Augusta, Captain Falcon. Those are my two rivals. Anyway, that was Sector Alpha. Now we go to the multi-jump with Red Cannon. That can be a bit of a pain. So what I have to do is to actually, rather than use the boost, just try to stay alive. Oh yeah. Anyway, for this stage it isn't that bad, but the jumps can be a little nerve-wracking. So, and if you're paranoid about using the boost over these jumps, then don't use them. Just use the boost pads instead. That's a much more safer bet. I kind of like the music in this one. I think it's also done. I think the music was also done in. I think this was also included in F-Zero GP Legend, but unfortunately, I didn't really like that game's music compared to the F-Zero and F-Zero X's soundtracks. I actually think F-Zero and F-Zero X's original soundtracks were much better than the one in F-Zero GP Legends. GP Legends music was underwhelming. And yes, I have played the game in my lifetime. I definitely have played the game in the past, and I didn't think it was a bad game. I just think it was underwhelming, especially the music, and I just felt that it wasn't as good as F-Zero GX or F-Zero Maximum Velocity. And of course, I think the music in this is a lot better than the one in GP Legend. But of course, to avoid rambling against the music for too long, we have finished again in the front. Gusta is of course down, has finished in the lower reaches of the top 6, and he's now moved down the chart. And now we're off to the Devil's Forest, the second Devil's Forest. Now this one's much more bendier than the first one. This one's got a lot of this one has got a lot of turns, and there can be a lot of sharp ones as well. Some sharp ones too. And it's a bit darker this time around thanks to the sky ambience. Yeah. Get out of my way, you butt. Get out of my way, you guys. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Just get out of my way, everybody, and nobody gets hurt. Captain Falcon. At least I got the boost power. You got boost power. And who's that at the front? It's Doctor. It's that Doctor again. Doctor. He's not as good. He doesn't have the skills of Dr. Stewart. Dr. Stewart has got to have the best surgeon skills. The other Doctor, it's got good. What's his name now? I think I need to check who it is. Let's get this over with. How am I way, Captain Falcon? I just can't get it in case I slow my machine down too much. I'm actually loving the sound of this track. I just actually think Devil's Forest soundtrack is just absolutely kick ass. Sorry if I harp on about the music too much, but it's just absolutely awesome. Oh dear. Okay, so who was the one in fourth? Dr. Clash! Oh, I forgot what his name was. I know his name is Clash. Oh, he's moved down, letting Antonio Augusta in third. So him and Captain Falcon are still my rivals, championship rivals. Could threaten my championship outcome. The arrow's at the back, alongside James McLeod. And yes, I'm playing as James McLeod in the next part, ladies and gentlemen. Spoilers. Leon's at the front, but he's not going to be in the front for long because I know who's going to be going in the front. Dr. Stewart, of course, isn't going there. And Dr. Clash is going up as well, moving up. He moved up to the front, but I think Augusta and Captain Falcon may be doing that, but I think I've eliminated some. Unfortunately, I've actually eliminated 4 of the races, but the other 4 I think they fell off because of the jump. There's a jump pad there, and it's easy to fall off the stage. Silver Nielsen's in the top 3 now. Oh, old man. Old man. The old man. Just get out of my way. Get out of Summer Crew's way and nobody gets hurt. I just checked and I didn't eliminate Captain Falcon nor Augusta. Well, at least I'll finish in front of them. That'll be a good thing. It'll be a good achievement to finish in front of them. That creepy smile of Augusta is just really flesh-creepingly bad. Okay, enough with the laughing. Okay, so next, yeah, this track wasn't that bad, the second one, but yeah, I just couldn't. This was a bit. It was a bit unnecessary to say anything about Augusta's creepy smile. We go to this big blue circuit. This one is a bit tricky because it has a big hop, because it has a guardrailless hop, very straight, which could prove to be a big mistake if you actually try and destroy somebody. There we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, he fell into the sea. That was my big mistake. And somebody died with me. If I go down, I'm taking someone with me. That's my motto. Anyway, enough jokes. Let's do this properly. And yes, the track for the Too Bad You Lost Your Machine one was actually pretty good. Nicely done as well. Well, some of them's fallen off. There's a couple of them fallen off because of how fast they might have slowed down too much that they might have belted it. That's what all the men say. If it's a female, then it says something different, but I won't hear that today, so that's it. So you know what's going to happen. Okay. So we're going to try and see if we can finish ahead of both Guster and Captain Falcon again today in this race. This one is a bit of a... It's kind of a bit too twisty, and the turn's going to be a bit too sharp and nerve-wracking. The draw distance is a bit... How could they let some of this draw distance go? Well, maybe... Well, again, it's because to let the to let the 60 frames per second frame rate become smooth. Again, we finished in the front. Cool. But Falcon and Augustine is nowhere to be seen. Where's Augustine? Guster's 15th. Well, Captain Falcon. Oh, Captain Falcon had to retire. So that means I'm in a big comfortable lead. Let's see if that's the case. Come on, come on. Yes! But that means Dr. Clash has moved back up to second. Gusto and Captain Falcon would need a lot of points scoring if they would win this championship. White Land, dangerous steps. This one's also scary as well. Out of all the stages, White Land has got to have some of the hardest stages in the game, especially the half pipe stage, which is easy to fall off. As you could see later on, I've had a couple of attempts and pretty much mucked it up. I pretty much made a mess out of my 2 attempts. It's the section that we see there that is can be pretty nerve-wracking, and this part as well. This is a bit nerve-wracking as well. And it's incredibly easy to fall off the stage because there are dangerous. This one's considered a bit of a danger zone. This is, and Falcon's right in front of us as well. I'm not gonna let that so-called champion win. Surely I'm not gonna let that champion win. It's easy to hit your car so many times because of that blind turn, that complex of blind turns. The final lap. Yes. And this is where I make my big mistake of using the energy in order to build up my commanding lead. This is where I make the biggest mistake of all. Oh, that was a mistake. I missed the booster and tried to get away, but this happened. Then this happened. I tried to slow down potentially, but that means I had to hit the wall, and that means I couldn't dodge it. What the fuck? What the hell? Oh god. Oh dear. Right, we're gonna jump. Let's jump cut. And we're back. The reason why I jump cut that part is because I had another failure. Yet again, I actually went off the narrow parts without the actual rails, and I tried to get rid of people, and I actually fell off to my death. Let's do this properly this time for Whitelands. This can be a little bit nerve-wracking, and this is really why I think Whitelands in many of the games have, of course, the really hard circuits of the lot, the hardest of them all. But that we exceeded by one, that is the final track in the game. That you know what I'm talking about. That is, I will get to that. Get to that when we see it. This is a bit nerve-wracking. You got boost power, but try not to fall off. And Falcon's in front of me again. I guess he had to push his way through. Clash. Dr. Clash had to push his way through. Come on, Goroh. We need to do this. Goroh, we need to do this. This is why braking is essential in these areas. Because if you don't, you'll be smashing yourself into the wall too many times. Fortunately, though, Fortunately, we have a good amount of pit stop area there. And unlike the last game, I forgot to mention this in the last part, instead of the pit lane being relegated to one side of the track in a certain area, you actually got two sides, which you can actually refill your energy, but you have to avoid the enemies as well, your rivals as well. But we don't want to use the boost here in case I actually fall off again, which I seriously don't want to do that. And Viola, we have finished the Queen Cup. With Samurai Goroh. Guston is fourth. And Dr. Clash, he won't be able to beat Dr. Clash. And Captain Falcon is... Oh, he's not in the top three. Guston and Falcon not in the top three. It was Clash who made himself up to the top three. Good job for Clash. Anyway, that's the Queen Cup done, and we're off to the podium ceremony. So, let's see what we've done. First place in Sector Alpha. Red Canyon, first place. Devil Force 2, first, 2 stars. Mute City 2, first, 4 stars. Big Blue 2, first, 1 star. Whitelands, first, no stars. Total ranking, first, 8 eliminations. Well, at least we've finally managed to get through this first part of the LP. This part of the LP. Right, so it's Mr. Rex himself in third. Clash is second. So my character is first. Fire Stingray is the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Queen Cup. He say, I'm the best in the universe. Remember that. You're far from the best, Goroh. You're far from the best. You still got a long way to go. His firework. And his bandana has the Land of the Rising Sun logo on it. Anyway, with that being said, this was part 2 of the F-Zero X LP. And with that being said, we've completed the Queen Cup, and I'll see you guys next time for when we take on the King Cup. See you then.